It's top against second after the weekly rounds. St Helens against Leeds, and the prize is a place at Old Trafford in the grand final. We could be seeing these two again in 2 weeks' time at the Theatre of Dreams. Only twice before of the teams that finished first and second failed to make it to the grand final. That was in 2003 and in 2005. And Daniel Anderson hopes that the Saints will be there again this year. They've lost only 2 games here all year, in the first round against Harlequins and against these Leeds Rhinos by 22 points to 10 in July. Can they claim their third win of 2007 against the champions and make it to the big night? It would be a third grand final in 4 years under coach Tony Smith. Saints, they've got no Sean Long, it's Wellens at full-back. Then they go Gardner, Gidley, Tallow and Melly, Price and young Matty Smith filling Sean Long's boots. Up front it's Fozzard, Cunningham who skippers the team, and Kalis. Gilmore, Flannery gets a start in the second row, and Wilkin. And on the bench there's no Maori Farsavalu, so it's Roby, Bennett, Graham and Clough. And the coach, Daniel Anderson. Now the Rhinos, fit as fleas, they say. Webb at fullback. Smith, Tupy, Senior and Donald, Maguire and Burrow. Up front, Luluai, Diskin, Peacock, Jones, Buchanan, Ellis and Sinfield. 1 to 13, they're fit. And on the bench, it's Lautiti, Kirk, Ablett and Tanzi. The coach is Tony Smith, who has left Ryan Bailey out of his starting 17 tonight. Well, it's a cool night. It's early autumn and the terraces at Nosey Road are packed because Leeds Rhinos are in town. The team that finished second after 27 grueling weekly rounds, but they know how to win at Nosey Road. 2007. A real army of support has followed them across here. They've never met these two clubs in the grand final, but they fought out the destiny of the title before. In championship finals in 1970, the Saints beat Leeds at Odsal. In 1972, Leeds won the championship final at Swinton. Now, of course, the championship is decided on a glittering night at Old Trafford. And St Helens, well, they're hoping to make it to a 5th grand final, and they haven't lost any of the previous 4. They used this direct route 12 months ago. They beat Hull here by 12 points to 8 and then went on to beat them at Old Trafford. And these supporters expect, they demand that the Saints get to the big occasions. Challenge Cup retained, League Leaders Trophy retained, all without the services of Paul Sculthorpe, who has agreed a new 12-month contract at St Helens, so he hopes he will be back bigger, better and fitter than ever next year. But 2 of the 3 trophies they won last year have been retained. Now the real business begins as they aim to keep hold of the big one. This is their chance, Steve-O, to claim the place at the grand final.
Certainly is, and Daniel Anderson, their coach, we saw him previously there just talking to his charges. He would have been very, very placid. He would have said, remember guys, we have been down this road before. We do not have to worry about the experience. And there's a young son of Alan Wilson, the assistant coach here, the mascot tonight, Guy Wilson. And it'll be something that he will remember as the fireworks go off here. And believe you me, when the referee, Ashley Klein, blows that whistle, it really will be a tough encounter. Leeds know how they can beat St Helens, and that is absorb the opening 20 minutes. Saint, I'm sure, will throw everything at the Rhinos, and if they can show their defence that they have done throughout this wonderful season, then they know they have the power late in the game. But can they stop the marauding St Helens outfit? At home, they must start favourites, but only just.
Well, they're meeting for the 5th time in play of football. 3 of the previous 4 have been played here. Also, and it's a couple of wins apiece. We're underway. One of these 2 is 80 minutes away from Old Trafford. Swinging on. Penalty. Fozzard gets the first clout in the face, and and it's a high shot. It's a penalty in 15 seconds.
He made the impact on the left shoulder, but it finished well into the face of Nick Fossard. And he knew he was going to get this sort of treatment. And Jamie Peacock has set the scene.
It's Matty Smith, first touch of this qualifier for him. Cunningham was the dummy half. And this is John Wilkin underneath that challenge. He will play the ball, and Fossard again will drive it forward. Gareth Ellis was first to him.
He won't shake the responsibility, this fella. And his coach realises that he has got to really get into this Leeds pack very, very quickly. And the one thing that is good, Ashley Klein, the official, is taking him way back. Bad pass.
Yes, Matty Smith, the ball went behind Matt Gidley, but it's picked up by Aidy Gardner, and Gardner beats two before he's clawed to the ground by Gareth Ellis and Jamie Peacock. Last tackle here for Saints.
It's going to be interesting as to what the kick is.
It's poor.
It's very poor indeed.
Matty Smith's first kick straight into the arms of namesake Lee Smith for the Leeds Rhinos. It's a huge responsibility for 19-year-old Matty Smith. He's featured in just one of the last 9 matches, and he was half-back in the home defeat by the Rhinos here in July.
Well, there was a beach ball there on the field of play. One of the trainers has just taken it away. This is not the time for party time on the beach. This is real stuff.
Jamie Jones-Buchanan for the Leeds Rhinos, still inside their own half of the field after 4 tackles have gone. He plays the ball here to Diskin. Diskin's looking for a penalty. Cunningham dislodges the ball, and St Helens have it back.
It doesn't surprise me that Matt Diskin tried to milk the penalty there, and perhaps he could have got it. Oh, there's some swinging arms there. This could explode. The impact from Kieran Cunningham didn't go for the ball, and the big guy is there again.
Yes, it's Fossard who has hold of the football for St Helens. He will play it to Kieran Cunningham. This now is Leon Price. And Price with a good ball and is inside to Paul Rollins. Hauled down by Kevin Sinfield. Quick play the ball. Leon Price. Great ball inside. That was Chris Flannery. This is Leon Price again. Here is Cunningham. Wide to go. Oh, an interception attempt by Lee Smith. It's a knock-on by the youngster.
He took a huge gamble there. Cunningham could see that he was out of position, and he knew it, did Lee. He said, I've got to go for it. He had no other option. He was in the middle between a defensive quality, and he was well away from the touchline. That was the try if he hadn't got a fingertip to it. Quick thinking from the hooker. It was a gamble from both sides.
Good movement here from St Helens. And Leeds now with it all to do in the 3rd minute of this match. It's Cunningham at dummy half. Now it's with Fossard. Just a little juggle. He lost just the momentum for a moment. Kylie Luluai was in there quickly with Jamie Jones-Buchanan. It's Cunningham again. It goes to Matty Smith. He fires the pass to Price, and Price will take them on. Tupy is there. Tupy stood his ground. With help from Gareth Ellis, he's brought to ground. Flannery waits the dummy half. Here it comes now to Matty Smith again. Smith drops his shoulder and goes himself. Another important tackle from Luluai. This now is Cunningham. Ball is lost forward, and the referee will put the scrum down.
Eddie, they look like 2 teams that have been waiting 2 weeks for this game, both eager to get in front in this 80-minute race. Okay, so short pass to Flannery. Very often Saints have scored from those plays, but you won't come up with one so early in a game like that. Remarkable season for Chris Flannery. Amazing to think that at the start of the year he broke his leg and ankle and has been able to work his way back to play in a game of this intensity.
Absolutely. 4.5 minutes gone. Frantic stuff from both sides. Leeds under the cosh. Will they take heart, Sean McRae, from the fact they've kept Saints at bay?
Well, they certainly defended well, Eddie. There's a turnover here, though, which is something that Leeds won't have wanted. They've just defended for a couple of sets of 6. And the key senior, I think, takes the ball up and looks like he loses it in the tackle. I'm not too sure whether they might have had some assistance. I think there's been some assistance there in that, but nonetheless, the referee has chosen to give the ball to St Helens, who now have another opportunity to attack.
So St Helens get the possession from that fumble, as it was deemed by Keith Senior. Wilkin gets to his feet eventually, plays the ball to Cunningham. Here is Flannery. It's another huge test of this Leeds Rhinos defence very early in the piece. Cunningham, and he fires the ball. This is Helens. Good defence again from Leeds.
It has to be, because as expected, Saints are throwing everything at them.
Matty Smith, back it comes to Leon Price, short ball to Wilkin, and this time an interception from Lee Smith. Lee Smith is very quick. Lee Smith's away from Helens, and Lee Smith is down the touchline, and Lee Smith will score for Leeds. Incredible start for the Rhinos. It's an interception try given by Ashley Klein. Lee Smith went for it earlier, and it didn't come off. It came off that time all right, and a 100-metre try from Lee Smith. First appearance in the playoffs for Leeds, for the England international, and Lee Smith. Well, Leeds have weathered the storm and they've come up with the fast points, and Lee Smith is the try scorer.
Tremendous defence by the Rhinos. It had to be, as we mentioned. Saints had thrown everything but the kitchen sink. It was a very poor pass there by John Wilkin. He tried to kid the defence by not looking at the man he was going to pass to. Sometimes it works. It was a 50-50 ball and he pinched it off Talau. He has the speed, this youngster. They did well to push him out wide to make it difficult for the conversion. But as Eddie mentioned, he took the gamble first time, didn't come off. Second time, he's repaid with 4 points. And look at the Rhinos fans behind the sticks. Tremendous effort from this youngster.
Eddie, I suppose it's unfair to single out one reason why these two teams are top of the competition after 27 rounds. But speed really is the key for this Leeds side. We saw Tansey score here early in the season from an interception as Sinfield puts the kick over to give them the 6-point lead. The Leeds side really do trouble their opponents because of pure, out-and-out natural speed.
Well, Leeds were hit by everything but the kitchen sink, but Tony Smith knows that young Lee Smith, and there's no relation there, by the way, young Lee Smith has come up with a telling blow, and the Rhinos are ahead by 6 points to 0. The second time Lee Smith went for the interception. Sean, is that something you think that Tony Smith might have put out of the videos?
No, I don't think so, Eddie. I think we've got two completely different circumstances. Kieran Cunningham's first ball was about a 30-metre pass across field, and Lee Smith had no choice but to go for the intercept. If he'd have missed the ball, they would have scored in the corner. If he caught it, he would have run the length of field and scored a try then. The second one, though, St Helens, it was a poor option. The hands were too slow. It wasn't clinical. The players weren't running the right angles. And, in fact, if John Wilkin looks to get on the tape, he'll regret what he's done there. The pass just simply wasn't on. Lee Smith put himself in a very good position.
Leeds with the first try then, and Burrow with the kick right down the middle of the field, and that will stay in the field of play, picked up by Paul Wellens, the reigning Man of Steel, and the 2007 Man of Steel will be announced a week on Monday night at another glittering affair in the city of Manchester, this time at the Theatre of Dreams itself at the Old Trafford Stadium. Great defence here from the Leeds Rhinos.
And not only that, it was a tremendous kick downfield. They went early, they went on the fourth. And that meant that there was nobody running back on the wings from either side. He was left on his own with Paul Wellens, but the kick is only as good as the chase, and it was excellent by the Rhinos.
Nowhere forward for Matty Smith. Cunningham again, the dummy half. Here is Fozzard once again, and Fozzard is penalised by the referee for the use of a forearm.
Certainly lifted.
Meanwhile, it's John Wilkin who is flat out in centre field.
Certainly ran with the non-ball carrying arm, and yeah, straight into the face of Clinton Tupee. And Wilkin is receiving treatment way back. Just gets a bit of a ticking off from the official Ashley Klein, and be interesting to see whether Tony Smith, the Leeds coach, says, look, we've got Wilkin dazed, shove it into the corner, let's see if we can turn this from 6 into 12. Oh, it was a head clash. Just offloading the football. Ooh. Kylie Luluai did not miss.
Nasty bang for Wilkin. Fortunately, by the looks of things, he's okay to carry on. A new 5-year deal agreed by John Wilkin in July. bump. Oh, dear. Lucky that he's not broken a jaw or a cheekbone after that. That was a real clash of heads.
You'd have to say, though, that Lulawai had committed himself.
Well, the penalty given for the use of the forearm then by Nick Fozzard, so Leeds with the opportunity here to increase the lead. I think any penalty that is within kicking distance tonight, Leeds will take the opportunity. And Kevin Sinfield here now with the chance to make it 8-0. And he misses.
Well, they'll get the ball back from the dropout on the 20, but I'm rather surprised with that. We could all see that John Wilkin was very dazed indeed, so virtually St. Helens were down to 12 men. Oh, that's a great kick. That has got plenty of depth in it, and look at the chase.
Great chase, Peacock driving the ball forward, and Fozzard, the man who gave away the penalty, was first in the tackle. Here is Keith Senior. He's going to be around and about the action tonight, Nick Fozzard, all the way through, whenever he's on the field anyway. He will be spelled, obviously, be given a breather by his coach, Daniel Anderson, at some stage. This now is Diskin, and he's met by Cunningham. You get the feeling suddenly St. Helens have upped the ante, particularly in defence. Here now is Gareth Ellis. Last tackle here screams the referee, Ashley Klein, in the background as Sinfield dabs the ball over the top. And Wellens is content to allow that ball to run dead.
He had it covered well. Interesting to note there that there's Daniel Anderson. He knows he's under the course. They've got to come up with something good. Interesting to see how that the Leeds tactics on that last tackle. Remember when Wigan beat St. Helens a fortnight ago? In that second half, Wigan did nothing else but work on that short blindside against St. Helens and kept turning Paul Wellens around time and time again.
It's Kalis with the drive forward for St. Helens. The crowd getting a little restless. They are claiming that Leeds are offside at these play the balls, that they are stood in front of referee Ashley Klein. Well, there's the wide shot. You can judge for yourselves here. It's Wilkin now, and he looks as though he's recovered. That's the last tackle. Another heavy challenge on Wilkin. Cunningham slowly off the deck and finds Matty Smith. Better kick from Smith. This time he finds the ground. And Lee Smith will run it back for the Leeds Rhinos.
That'll settle him down a little bit. Half-back Matty Smith. Big boots to fill in the absence of Sean Long, of course. His first wasn't good. He was right down the throat of Lee Smith, the winger.
Brent Webb with a heavy challenge from Jason Kalis. Here is Jamie Jones Buchanan. Hat-trick here in May 2005 when Leeds were on the wrong end of a 38-24 scoreline. Senior, thunderous challenge from Leon Price and Willie Talau.
Boy, this is getting tasty.
Rob Burrow will put the low kick in and off the legs of Wellens, and Wellens will pick up the St. Helens fullback and run it forward.
There's going to be nowhere to hide out there. Oh, the first and second marker, Burrow certainly wasn't standing square. Listen to this crowd, they often do it. Try to convince the official. But I must say, over the last couple of weeks, Ashley Klein has been in superb form.
Cunningham, and here is Kalis again. Takes tackle number 4. Ashley Klein, the referee, shouting his lungs off, keeping these two sets of players apart at the play the ball. Matty Smith, little half break. Last tackle coming up here. Important tackle again from Gareth Ellis. Here is Wellens. Oh, the ball straight into the arms of Danny Maguire.
Good job that they got to him in time. It was a very brave effort indeed from Flannery to get there. And again, not the best kick. Got to make sure it hits the ground. Shake of the head from the coach.
Great take from Maguire. Have to credit him for that. Scott Donald at dummy half for the Leeds Rhinos does an absolute ton of work in the community of Leeds. And he was given an award for that at the recent Player of the Year ceremony at Headingley.
Now they will work that short blind with the kick into the corner.
Last tackle here for the Rhinos. Kevin Sinfield hoists a high kick and hares after it himself. Comes down and Wellens catches it, but terrific chase from Sinfield.
Tremendous play, wasn't it? He's got them offside. The crowd are happy underneath our commentary box. The famous open stand here I think he could quite see clearly that there was about 7 that the official could have selected, and he had no choice but put mouth to whistle.
That looks like a very physically demanding 15 minutes that Saints have had to go through. They're going to shift the ball here wide from the start. It's been a conservative approach to them, but their opponents, the Rhinos, have worked so hard. That's been 100% flat-out effort for 15 minutes now.
Here is Cunningham, and he finds Leon Price. It's now with Willie Talau. He escapes the net of Senior, but he can't get away from Peacock. Price and Gilmore. And Gilmore tries to go up the middle, but he's halted again by Gareth Ellis. Cunningham fires the pass to Matty Smith. Short ball then to Flannery. Flannery is grounded by Sinfield.
Tremendous defence against by the Rhinos. They've really got themselves sorted out.
Wilkin finds Leon Price. Price comes back up the middle. Price will score for the Helens. An outrageous dummy down the left-hand side from Leon Price. About 4 Leeds players took the bait. It opened up, and you only need to give this fellow a half chance. And Leon Price is over next to the sticks. A double winner with the Bulls in 2003 and with St Helens in 2006. Amazing, though, that this man has never been named in the dream team, despite all his success in Super League. But he has got Saints back into this match.
An outrageous dummy and step. Superb play. 3 players in defence went across, and they are furious with themselves, the Leeds. They've kept their line intact, but they knew they'd come on the angle. Normally they will go in one line, they stick together, and that's what they've done until this man has broken through with sheer quality. The dummy and step out of the top drawer, and when he came to the crowd, he said, lifters, we need lifting. Pressure on this guy.
Very much so on 19-year-old Matty Smith. He's only kicked 1 previously this year. He's filling Sean Long's scrum half jersey, and he's filling Sean Long's goal-kicking boots as well. It's 6 apiece at Nosey Road. Another classic in the making.
Eddie, there's a whole vast of reasons why teams will score tries, but generally speaking, tries come from a mistake the other side or off a penalty, which we'll see coming up now.
Moving on the outside, and he knew that they'd gone, and you can see there that Diskin, he should have been in that one line of defence. He wasn't, and he got caught out.
James Graham has emerged off the bench. He's been out for a minute or two, actually, the St Helens substitute. Here is Kalis. Great ball from Kalis. Wilkin, important tackle by Sinfield. Cunningham. St Helens suddenly on the roll. Oh, but the loose pass finds its way to Gardner on the bounce. Gardner with the strength to get away from Maguire, but not from Tupy.
Just getting a little bit too excited, Kieran Cunningham. Of course, the captain tonight in the absence of Sean Long. And I must say, he's been instrumental in getting the St Helens side back into this game, because he's been urging them, but he's been running with a lot of ferocity into the dummy half. There he is again, controlling the system.
Up goes a high kick from Matty Smith, and he saw that Brent Webb had moved forward. That ball hits the deck, bounces all over the place. Brent Webb deals with it, though. And Brent Webb goes to ground. Good job that he did too, because Wellens and Wilkin were looking maybe to shove him over the goal line. But it's ferocious defence now from St Helens.
Tremendous kick though, wasn't it? It's all about using your brains. You could see that the fullback had come out of the position. It was open slather there. It could have bounced anywhere. Oh, this is cruel. Some of this defence, it's hurting out there, don't worry.
And Burrow with a kick down the middle, and that's a good kick too, because it skims away from Wellens. Now how's the chase for Leeds? Not bad. St Helens will begin from midway inside their own half of the field.
Neat kick there from Rob Burrow, again kicking early on the 4th.
This is Willie Talau. Can he get the hands, Francis Melly rather, can he get the hands free and give it to Willie Talau? He can't. Talau waits at dummy half. Gives it to Gilmore. Gilmore takes on Diskin, takes on Peacock. Senior comes in for good measure. That's 3 tackles gone. They're on halfway, Saints. Cunningham shows it to Graham, gives it to Matty Smith. He's inside Sinfield. Matty Smith. Matty Smith. Good tackle by Graham Webb. It has to be as well.
Knocked on. Oh, he's given a penalty. Did he kick the ball away from him? Brent Webb looked at the official and says, "You've got to be kidding." Matty Smith, what a beautiful dummy in a break. He's got that speed.
Wouldn't that almost have to border on a professional foul here? Is this a 10 minutes in the sin bin?
I don't think he did anything wrong. That's the reason why I looked at the official. His foot goes nowhere near, look.
But if you penalise him, I agree with you, it's a mistake. If you penalise him in that circumstance...
I know what you're saying.
There was a try scoring opportunity on the next player. Wellens is just desperate for the ball in hands.
Yeah, it certainly comes under that category, but you can see there, but Brent Webb did nothing wrong whatsoever, and Matty Smith and Fozzard and the coach say, "Hey, come on, give a penalty," and that is what they've got.
Well, Brent Webb will feel that he's been hard done by here,
He'll
and
be
so
furious.
will Leeds,
And
because
wouldn't
Saints
you
are going
be?
to take the lead here if Matty Smith kicks this goal.
He did nothing wrong.
Well, the trouble is his knee came up, and the referee obviously had a similar view that one of our cameras had, and it looked for all the world as though he had interfered, but the evidence, the camera never lies. So, Matty Smith will punch the ball over the top of the crossbar, and St Helens are ahead. 8-6. Let's have another look at this. What do you think?
He does nothing wrong. But it lost the ball before Brent Webb brought up the leg. You're allowed to do that. It's called walking.
Well, it fooled the referee, it fooled everybody, because there wasn't too much protest other than from Brent Webb himself. And the fact of the matter is, the penalty was successful, the points are on the board.
There wasn't too much damage done here, really, if you consider it from Lee's point. When Smith broke the line, Matty Smith, I should say, there could have been worse happening, really. Leeds did well to get back, and they cost them 2 points. Here they come again, marching forward so quickly with Price.
Indeed so, that's 4 tackles gone, but they're up to the halfway line, and Cunningham gets them over halfway. Oh, and he's almost unstoppable in this move, Kieran Cunningham.
He knows how important it is to lead by example, and Cunningham is doing that. That's a pretty good kick as well.
It was a great kick from Matty Smith. The young man summed up the situation, saw that there was a gap between Webb and the winger down that left-hand side, and plonked the ball straight into that position.
You've got to give a lot of credit as well to the Saints coach Daniel Anderson, because he was very, very, very upbeat in regard to that Matty Smith could handle the position. He could handle all the pressure, and he's done that so far.
Well, earlier on in the season, Matty Smith was like a shining light. He must have been a contender for Young Player of the Year early doors, and with Stephen Tyra as well. But they've both been held back, I'm sure on purpose, by the St Helens coach. And they're learning their trade, and when the time comes, when the call comes, they are available, and they're ready, and they're willing, and they're eager. And Matty Smith tonight, in the opening 22.5 minutes, apart from one poor kick, has been brilliant.
He certainly has, and that's the reason why they don't want to burn him out.
Mike Bennett is on off the bench. Just 9 appearances last year. He's played in 25 so far in 2007. Good short ball to Wellens.
They're finding the half break as well, the inside pass, and that's wonderful pick up by Price.
Here is Tao, he's lost it, and it's picked up by Webb. They give it to Lee Smith again, and Smith trying to go through the heavy traffic. Jamie Jones-Buchanan.
Well, it's tremendous to watch. It really is wonderful rugby league football from St Helens at the moment.
Sean, is the biggest difference that when Saints carry the ball, there are more players in support of him?
I think so, Phil. What they're doing, they're pushing into the holes really well and providing an option. They're also asking the Leeds markers to chase out, and then they're playing the ball back inside. I think that ball was clearly right. I don't think there's any issues with that for a penalty, Steve. What do you think?
Well, I think he went for the ball-carrying arm, not the ball. And that's what you're allowed to do. Either way, watch this. Flannery, watch him go for the shirt rather than ball. And that's what it was. But it's squared up now. There was one the other end.
Again, difficulty for a referee, isn't it? That's very difficult.
Here is Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Short ball then finds Sinfield. Sinfield is dropped to the ground. Kevin Sinfield on course. to be the first Leeds man to score in every game they play this year. The first Leeds man in the history of the club, not just the Rhinos. And he's already on the score sheet for tonight. Here is Webb. Gives the wide ball to Burrow. It goes further wide from Burrow. And it's Gareth Ellis.
Tremendous run there.
Still going, Ellis.
Graham added a little bit of extra weight. I'm not so sure Gidley enjoyed that.
Here is Maguire. The ball dropped by Danny Maguire.
Sheer pressure. He thought it had gone backwards. It wasn't the best play the ball either. This is where the experience, this is where mentally you've just got to settle down. He was having a look to see where they were coming at him.
Little things get you to grand finals. Look at the poor passing accuracy. Lowerty to pass the ball to the left and behind of Maguire. It may be 12 inches away from where Maguire wanted it, but it was enough to break his concentration and concede possession.
St Helens then with the possession from the scrum, and it's Gardner making good ground forward. Cunningham.
Well, we've been served up some classic games so far in the playoffs, and this certainly is up there with the best.
Bennett is held because the legs were above the ground. Cunningham to Graham. And down goes James Graham on the end of tackle number 4. St Helens still just inside their own half. Cunningham gets there over halfway again. This is Flannery.
Again, we saw a little scoot there from Kieran Cunningham. He's making this Leeds defence work overtime.
Price hoists a crossfield kick. Webb is after it. Webb claims it. And Gidley is the man following up who claims him. Scott Donald now for the Rhinos.
Good positioning as well by the New Zealander, but good follow-through there by Gidley.
Lee Smith. Well, he was ambushed then.
They've got to be careful, Saints, not to just have their sliding defence too tight.
Here's Peacock.
Leeds have the speed out wide with Donald and Smith.
Burrow. Trying to bob and weave his way through, but that's a great defensive set from the Saints and the champions. They have only given them 22 metres ground, more on the way here, courtesy of the boot of Maguire, but straight in the arms of Helens. And the St Helens full-back will begin the counter.
Eddie, it's not so much the kick, the inaccuracy of the kick, it's the speed of the chase that's important. We just saw Danny Maguire put under a little bit of pressure there and hit Paul Wellens on the full, but the chase is still there from Leeds. And really, they're entitled now to start to feel a little bit tired because St Helens have really tested them here.
Great pass wide from Leon Price to Adi Gardner. And Gardner cuts it back inside, but Maguire and Donald are there waiting for him. Here is Price again. Looking inventive tonight, Leon Price.
He's on a mission, you can see that, and so is Kieran Cunningham.
Roby's out there now. Roby to Graham. James Graham. Down he goes, 9 metres short of the line. Last tackle here. Roby scheming. Back it comes to Matty Smith. Matty Smith will kick wide, looking for Francis Melly. And Francis Melly got a hand to it, and so too did Lee Smith. The referee said the ball went backwards off Lee Smith, so play on.
Another great kick there by Matty Smith, right into the corner, under a lot of pressure. They just got it in time, did Lee Smith.
Well, there's the Rugby League information line, 0844 477 7113. And that's the number for anything you want to know about the grand final in a fortnight's time, the Engage Super League grand final, and the website inquiries@rfl.uk.com. And also on that number and that website, all the Rugby League events coming up. The Super League Grand Final, the Cooperative the Cooperative National League Grand Final Day, and the Test Series. Let's go down to Bill.
John Wilkin has just gone for a spell in the Saints dugout, a breather. He came off though not looking at all shaken after that big hit he took from Kylie Luluai earlier on. There is Wilkin, gave a shake of the head as he came off to suggest there's no problem. And also Kieran Cunningham having a breather, and James Roby on at just the right time when Leeds are feeling the pressure, and Roby is the man to capitalise it. Great crowd here tonight, among them members of the Gillette family, co-owners of Liverpool FC. I'm told here as guests tonight. They have Rafa Benitez here the other week. Liverpool FC obviously taking a shine to the Saints.
Very much so, and Daniel Anderson has been talking recently about his spying missions to places like Liverpool and Manchester United and Everton. And as you say, Bill, you're right, Rafa Benitez was here for the last home game. So some great links being forged between Saints and the local soccer clubs. That's a great take from Webb, but a great chase and good tackle by Matty Smith. Strong defence from St Helens. Lee Smith, no way through.
Eddie, that is the difference between Saints and many other sides. They're prepared to put more bodies into the tackle. You saw 3 in that last one. It means that they have to work physically harder than their opponents very often, because you've then got to have one man to get back on side with the referee. But it's proved successful for them for the last couple of years.
Indeed, so another 3-man tackle there. And Bennett, well, he almost got back to the referee on that tackle, but didn't actually make it.
That's good work, though, by Leeds. Have got over the halfway line. That's a very high kick indeed. This could go anywhere.
Straight into the arms of Francis Melly. Leeds working hard in the tackling, and the missed tackles, well, they've had 5. Saints have been pretty secure.
Well, field position definitely going to St Helens, and in many ways, Tony Smith, the Leeds coach, will be quite happy with the fact that they're only 2 points adrift. But the one thing he has got to certainly tighten up on, and is that the ability as a way that Saints are running very quickly from the dummy half position. They're scrambling back a Leeds, but it must take a lot out of them.
Half an hour gone, 8-6 to St Helens. In possession here with Mike Bennett, cut down by Gareth Ellis and Keith Senior. Now Roby, back it goes to Leon Price. That will hang in the air as well. It's a bit too deep though, and Brent Webb is underneath it, and Webb will run the ball back.
Well, he had plenty of time to make a cup of tea there, Brent Webb.
He's only played twice, you know, in the last 2 months, Brent Webb. He's very well known, though, to Daniel Anderson from his time at the New Zealand Warriors.
Eddie, Leeds are playing on reserve fuel at the moment. They really have hit the wall. They've had to work harder than they probably anticipated for the 31 minutes, primarily because they've had to come away from their own line. And Saints' defensive line speed has just been phenomenal.
Yes, there was no way through then for Danny Maguire. He took tackle number 4. Now it's with Ali Lauatiti. He gets it away. But Clinton Tupi only just staggers his way over the halfway line on the last tackle. Sinfield drills the ball behind Paul Wellens, and it will run dead in goal. But at least Leeds can take a breather. They can line up on the 20-metre line, or rather 10 metres ahead of the 20-metre line, while Saints restart.
And that's the reason why they won't be too unhappy with the fact Kevin Sinfield on 3 occasions have done that. Deliberately went into the dead. Oh, that's an error, and they're going to be in trouble here.
They are, because it's Maguire, but they come back quickly in defence. And the tackle was from Paul Clough. Here is Ali Lauatiti, the big man driving it towards the line. Diskin waits at dummy half, fires the pass to Brent Webb. Webb directing the traffic, going wide, finds Tupi. And Tupi can't get past Gidley and Gardner. Webb again. Burrow, Ellis. Good tackle low down by Roby.
Surely the kick into the in-goal area, that's what's needed. Good referee.
Sinfield, Lauatiti, spins, keeps going. 4 tackles gone. St Helens defence standing up to the test so far. Diskin stabs to the in-goal area, bounces off a post, gobbled up by Wellens. Didn't
surprise me though, Eddie, that they'd go for that little kick before the last. They went on the 4th. Good thinking by Matt Diskin. It was a beautifully placed kick right into the uprights. And Wellens, as usual, ever so alert.
He might actually have been
that was a swinging arm from Diskin.
He might actually have been happier if that ball hadn't hit the padding, because there were 4 Leeds Rhinos under the sticks hunting the try.
Yeah, it's the one time when he wanted it to go in goal. There's a potential high tackle. The referee lets things go on. The game has flowed very, very fast. Graham is amazing. For such a young man, he is fantastic. He's got the strength of a front rower and the skills of an almost halfback.
Roby just thumps the ball downfield.
Tremendous.
Great kick from Roby.
What a season this guy has had. Super sub that they call him. There you see the official ensuring that it will be. Took over the step, never any chance of a 40-20, but he won't mind that. The way that his side is defending, that is great stuff.
Well, Steve, that's a sign of a champion team, a team that can be under pressure and yet so easily get their way off their own try line, work it up to the 40-metre and put a kick in, slow the game down now because they've been under plenty of pressure on their own try line. Now they're going to ask Leeds some questions and try and force an error.
Indeed so. Ball is fed by Rob Burrow. Here goes Senior. Gets as far as Tallow and Flannery. Maguire was dummy half. Tupi will take it forward, but not too far. Maguire again. The run from Lauatiti. Ali Lauatiti just one start all year. That was in the very first round of the competition, way back in February, against the Salford City Reds. Good hit by Leon Price on Ian Kirk. Maguire, short ball, Senior's gone without it.
He's lost it. He never controlled that, did Senior. Had a little look at the defence. Got to make sure you get it in the breadbasket. He failed to do that. And that's forced error. Look at the defence coming to him. Just had a little look. He could see that Gilmore was there. Leeds are hanging on. They know it could be in a lot of trouble if Saints score again.
Oh, what a pass from Leon Price to Wellens. Here is Roby. Roby attacking them, bounces off Diskin, hits the ground. That's tackle number 4.
The speed from the play the ball area from Saints. Tremendous stuff.
Matty Smith to Gilmore. Gilmore back inside, will be forced back by the Leeds defence, and Leon Price down in back play. Roby gets the pass to Matty Smith, off the knees, off the legs, through the legs.
He was offside anyway. He missed it on the first time, got it on the second, but Melly was in front.
Referee wants a word with his touch judge, see how to restart the match. Look at this pass from Price.
Tremendous stuff, wasn't it? He got right in the ribs, did Lauatiti. And that's the risk that you take when you start doing something smart like that. He's all quality, Leon Price. He's having an outstanding game.
It's the danger zone for Leeds, though, just before half-time. They've got to hang on to the ball here.
They'll be taking the time, Eddie. They'll just try to just get themselves into a good position. The trouble is, it's been difficult to get to the halfway line on the final kick.
Eddie, if Leeds can get to half-time, they might console themselves with the fact that in the 2 games against St Helens this year, Saints have failed to score a single point
in the second half. Yes, that's an interesting statistic, but statistics are bunk on a night like this, aren't they? Maguire gets away. It was a grab by Gilmore. It's the last tackle. For the first time in a while, Leeds in St Helens territory on the last tackle. Kick to the corner by Diskin, not the best.
Very poor.
Gardner picks up. Donald gets the tackle. Beg pardon, it's not Donald, it's Carl Ablett who gets the tackle in.
Really?
Oh, ball
spilled.
And it's Clinton Tupi for Leeds.
Well, they're coming up with the errors, St Helens. That's a second occasion that they've done that. Peacock's on his way.
Terrific run from Peacock. Important tackle it was by Flannery. Here is Diskin. On the charge, it's Jamie Jones. Jamie Jones Buchanan is held just short of the line. It's Diskin again. Back it comes to Burrow. Burrow. And here is Senior. And Senior backing himself, but clattered to the ground by Price. Webb to Burrow. Little dab through by Burrow to the in-goal area. And to the rescue comes Matty Smith. It's a goal line dropout, though. Leeds will get another set of 6.
Another good thinking kick from Rob Burrow. Early in the tackle count. You could see there, they were slow to develop. They knew that Paul Wellens was in the line of defence. And they'll be happy just to have possession. Less than 2 minutes remaining. They've been under the cosh of the Rhinos. And only 2 points adrift, Eddie. They will go into the dressing room. If it stays like this, still got the opportunity to add extra points, of course, but if it stays like this, they will be confident.
Well, they will. And they were going to get this last set of 6 for them in this first half. What can they do with it in the next 90 seconds? Well, here is Sinfield. Now, Kirk. Big hit by Gilmore. And he's helped out there by Paul Clough as well.
They did a little bit something different as well. You know, Danny Maguire hasn't really asked many questions of the defence. Maybe this is the time to do it.
Good ball to Webb. On it goes to Senior. He bounces off a couple, makes a few more metres forward. And it's Diskin. And Diskin to Maguire. Maguire with another kick. Bounces, but bounces too long. Well, now Saints will get a set of 6.
It's worth the gamble as well. They don't know how many seconds are remaining. They knew it was ticking away.
We're inside the last minute now.
It'll be a relieved Saints outfit as well, because 2 errors. They allowed the Rhinos the opportunity to add extra points, but I keep saying it, but they will not be too upset about the fact they're only 2 points down, because they have really been put on the rack by the St. Helens outfit that have just thrown everything at them. It's been poetry to watch.
It has. They're only 2 points down at the moment. There's still 30 seconds left. And this is Flannery. But he's clattered to the floor on the tackle number 4.
Well, I know what's been said by Daniel Anderson. Hey, come on, we don't do silly tricks back on the inside with only seconds remaining.
Here is Roby. That's the last tackle. 15 seconds remaining in this first half. Gidley will give it to Matty Smith, and Matty Smith will drop the ball down that line, and that will do us. That will do us for the first half. It's 40 minutes that has absolutely raced by. Crowd have enjoyed it. Sure you have at home. We have as well. 8-6 to St. Helens. Lee Smith's try in the 6th minute. Sinfield with the goal. 6-0. Leon Price, Matty Smith, level pegging after just over a quarter of an hour. And then the Matty Smith penalty goal 21 minutes into the match, and we've had no points since then. 8-6 in the qualifying semi. It's the 20th appearance in playoff football for Leeds, 7 wins. St. Helens have played 23 times previously, 15 wins. Leeds have lost the last 2 playoffs. St. Helens have won the last 2 playoff appearances. What can you gain out of that? Absolutely nothing. It all is dependent on what goes on over the next 40 minutes here. Well, Kirk with the first drive of this second half.
We mentioned the fact that Saints had all the possession and very good field position as well. So that gives you some indication that the Leeds defence was pretty solid throughout. But how much has it taken out of them? We'll certainly find out in the final quarter of this game.
Jamie Jones-Buchanan goes down under tackle number 3. Matt Diskin waits at dummy half and delayed the pass, so much so that he's able to make a bit of ground forward himself. Still inside their own half, though. It's with Maguire. And here, once again, is the rangy figure of Ian Kirk.
Here they got the offload as well. Brent Webb was flying through.
Sinfield will dab the ball behind the St. Helens defence. Gardner picks up. Was there a hint of a knock on there? I don't think so. Gidley.
Certainly looked a bit of a fumble there, but not a bad option as well. In that first half, the Rhinos elected to kick deep, try to chase.
Here's Gilmore. Referee working hard again. Started this second half to keep the warring factions 10 metres apart at the play the ball. Good quick play the ball there. This is Roby. Making good ground, James Roby. Halted though by Ablett. Last tackle here for St. Helens. They're just over halfway. Back it comes to Matty Smith. Smith drills the kick, and the first kick in the second half, just like the first kick in the second, not the best. Brent Webb. But boy, did Matty Smith recover after that early kick. It was a terrific first half from the youngster. Here is Lee Smith, scorer of the first try of the match. Good defence from St. Helens again, forcing him back towards his own try line. He's halted 20 metres away. Diskin back on the inside. Peacock. Dangerous tackle. Legs were lifted. Body on the floor was Roby's. Peacock over the top of him, and the net was dangerously pressed.
And the silly thing about it is that the tackle is virtually completed. There was nowhere for Peacock to go.
Sean Long, Mari Farsivalou, the two absentees tonight.
Oh, they failed to find touch with a penalty.
Well, that's a big error at this level. That's a massive error in a playoff.
Well, they went for far too much distance when they really needed the possession.
Here is Flannery for St Helens then. Can they take advantage of that error? It's Graham. Still going Graham. Great run. St Helens lifted by that Leeds mistake. Roby waits. Roby gives it to Leon Price. Price! Referee has pinged St Helens for obstruction.
Right around your back of your man.
Running round the back of the man.
Matt. I'll blow the whistle.
A contentious rule this year, but there is Clough who is in the mix, and that's why the penalty's given.
Yeah, he's got it right as the official.
Well, Leeds won't be complaining, I'll tell you that. This time they make sure that they find touch with the penalty, and Sinfield takes the first tackle this set of 6. Diskin. Now Maguire.
Well, very little opportunity, Danny Maguire and Rob Barrow, to try to set things up. They've been interchanging. Either one has gone into the first receiver and tried to just get the 3 quarters rolling. He has the ability. He's barking out the orders, is Barrow.
Here's Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Paul Clough and Lee Gilmore deal with the bearded Jamie Jones. England internationals across this field tonight. Maguire's ding to the corner, just too long.
Well, the option was good, just a little bit too strong. Was well covered though.
Gardner grounded by Kirk.
It's important now that the Rhinos just make sure of that solid defence. Remember in that first half when Leon Price threw magnificent dummy, it was the only time that they did not go up as a unit.
Roby with a little probing run. Tony Smith looking very cool, very calm, very collected. Matty Smith. Back it comes to Leon Price again, then wide to Gidley. Gardner waiting for the pass wide, maybe from Gidley. Play on, the tackle from Burrow was not complete. Now it is courtesy of Tupi. Last one here for Saints. Leon Price helps it further into the centre of the field to Matty Smith. Little dab over the top from Smith, but that will run deep. And too deep.
That's the second disappointing kick we've seen after the restart. There's the quality. There's the young fella.
Scott Donald for the Leeds Rhinos. It's like a game of cat and mouse, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Look, both sides have come out pretty composed, I think, really, to start the second half, and they've both been prepared just to go through their sets. If there's been a fault in the first 5 minutes, it's that both sides are probably finishing off just over-kicking, just putting the ball over that line. They'd like to finish a little bit better with their kick chase and put a bit more pressure on that team that's going into the conversion. But I think it's obvious to me that both sides are prepared to be patient here. There's certainly nobody showing it. There's neither side showing any nerves whatsoever. They're just going through their due process.
It's Rob Burrow. We've had half an hour now since the last points of the match that came from the boot of Matty Smith, the penalty. That's why we're at 8-6. Here is Kevin Sinfield. He'll hoist the kick. Ablett is chasing this. Ablett contests it, but the referee says he tackled Wellens in the air. And Ablett will query the call.
Well, did he touch him? That's a bit of a contentious... yeah, he did touch him. It's sufficient. You can't make contact when the man's up in the air.
Here's Graham for St Helens. Roby. Penalty. Referee saw something in the last challenge, I think, against Roby. And the referee wants a word.
What it was, they passed the boys, Curran taking them out late. I warned you, one of the first sets of the 6.
Well, he's got Sinfield coming in.
Carl's coming and taking the bloke out late. Once the ball's gone,
late into the tackle, but trying to spin him around.
It's before that, actually, I think. It was a late tackle.
Yeah, the shoulder charge on Graham.
Here's Bennett. Cunningham has returned, as you can see. There he is, straight into the action. Oh, not the best pass. Off the knees.
Play on.
Play on it is. And here is Peacock. Now, Diskin. Maguire wide to Senior.
Oh, what a hit by Gilmore. Right across the chest.
Jamie Jones-Buchanan.
Having a bit of a problem with Saints, and their coach Daniel Anderson will be fully aware of that, is that some of these passes, they're just going astray. They're coming up with errors, unforced as well.
Here is 2P, he's got Donald outside him, but good tackling back by Gidley.
Should have been penalised, Gidley. Held on to him far too long.
It's with Brent Webb. Now it's Danny Maguire. Maguire just teasing the St Helens defence. St Helens just teasing him as well, but he gets the ball away to Senior on the knees. And here is Senior trying to use brute strength to get past them. That's the last tackle, says referee Ashley Klein. Diskin, and Maguire stabs the ball to the in-goal area, but I was going to say too deep. It isn't. Melly carried it over the dead ball line. Goal line dropout.
Good little kick through and good work by Lee Smith. Slowly but surely coming into the game is Danny Maguire. Taking control. It was a beautiful little stab. Good position though, wasn't it, by the wing? It had to be. Knew what was coming was Francis Melly, but there's more pressure. This really needs distance and a good chase.
I think the delay is for St Helens to make a change. Flannery has gone off and Fozzard has come on. There he is, just jogging in front of Matty Smith as he prepares for this goal line dropout. Gets good length on it to halfway. That was Webb underneath it. Here comes Ian Kirk. He'll drive it in. And that, well, that's round the neck.
That's got to be, yeah.
Well, the referee spotted it.
Grapple tackle, silly play.
That should be 10 minutes in the sin bin because it went on for so long. He almost pulled his head off.
And
I know we're watching it in slow motion, but there's two there.
Well, Leeds have been given the penalty by the referee, and Kevin Sinfield says he's going to have a shot at goal.
And he's doing the right thing, but I'm with you, Phil. You know, this is really coming to our game this year. They have a problem down under, of course. This is a run rush, and there's Gidley putting away. And like in Australia, they are complaining like you wouldn't want to believe.
Eddie, I think sometimes we use the word grapple, and maybe grapple's the wrong way. Asphyxiation or even strangling would be maybe a more accurate term to say what's going on.
Yes, strangulation tackle is a bit of a mouthful, though, isn't it?
Well, the grapple, of course, comes from wrestling, which has got nothing to do with getting the arm underneath the throat. Call it a throaty, I don't know, but I'm with you.
Well, they've all employed wrestling coaches, of course, in Australia. Sinfield bangs over the 2 points, leads a level. I think one or two of them here have had wrestling coaches as well, haven't they? At least they practice wrestle.
Well, the latest suggestion in Australia is that clubs will be banned from employing a wrestling coach, but that won't take away the fact that really it's the tackle itself that needs to be more closely governed and maybe more strictly penalised, Sean.
I think the point is, though, Phil, that most wrestling coaches will tell you they don't teach a grapple tackle. They teach technique on how to use levers and how to put people on the ground and put them in a position of weakness, but certainly not the grapple tackle. I know that all the wrestling coaches employed by clubs in Australia have all been interviewed, and, you know, whether they're telling the truth or not, we can only go on the evidence that's at hand. The fact is that the one way to stamp it out is not only to penalise it, it is also to take action against the player later in the week if you feel that there is sufficient evidence for someone to be charged.
And also, I think they should fine the coaches.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, now you've touched a nerve. Steady.
It'd stop it.
This is Diskin. Here's Senior, Jamie Jones. Little fumble, Leon Price in very quickly. They're keeping him on his feet, trying to force him toward the whitewash. Last tackle here, just inside their own half, are Leeds, with Maguire and now with Burrow. Left-footed, he'll pump it over the top, and that will run and skip its way over the dead ball line. And that'll do for Leeds because...
well, they've done it so often in that first half, they're quite happy.
They'll trade the 20 metres, won't they?
It means that all the big forwards from the St Helens pack, they've got to trot back as well.
8 apiece. That's all.
Oh, that's got to be a penalty. Well, Sinfield has kicked a penalty when Gidley was got for the throttle, and then for some unknown reason, he does one back. It's no good shaking your head. It's quite clear. Gets right underneath him. He tried to pull away at the end.
Well, the initial challenge was definitely under the chin.
Yeah, it was.
Cunningham finds Graham. Woof. There are some tackles flying in here. Never mind the grapple tackles that are being penalised by the referee. Just watch the way these players tonight from both sides really are putting body on the line, and Tupi, silly, absolutely crazy, tried to step over the man as he got back to his feet.
Sorry, straddle. What are you doing? 10 metres?
Well, that's just
St Helens be tempted for the two.
they're gonna go. No, they're not. They're going to test their arm.
This is Gidley. Oh, the ball's come free. What an error from St Helens.
Why did they not go? There's a big problem. There's a big problem. One of the Saints players, he's just getting to his feet. I can't see who it is at the moment.
Yeah, he's moving now.
Why didn't they go for the two? Yeah, it's Gidley.
Gidley's all right, as it turns out, but there was some concern in the Leeds ranks then about Matt Gidley.
Well, it looked pretty high, but why not go for the two?
Steve, it hasn't really been St Helens style for the last decade to take a kick at goal, has it? There have been isolated instances where they do take the 2 points when offer. But on the majority of occasion, this club's philosophy is not to kick at goal when you have a chance. It's to go and try and get the try.
Well, Gidley needs to be off the field and in the blood bin. There's blood pouring from his face.
That could have been a flop by Cunningham. Leeds fans didn't like it. Kick into the corner. It's a high one.
It's a massive kick, and Brent Webb's after it. Well claimed by Wellens. Well claimed by Paul Wellens.
Champion take from a champion player. Superb man. Man of steel. Obviously going to be in the running yet again. He's had an outstanding year.
It was a flying tackle, I think, by Luluai. Leeds are piling in.
They've got to be careful, though.
Cunningham. Oh, mistake. Back forward. Jordan Tansey hacked on by Maguire. And it could be a try here for Jordan Tansey.
I think he's got it.
I think he's got a try for Tansey.
They've committed suicide of St Helens by taking the tap way down the field when they should have taken the 2 points to take them into the lead. They have been pressurised into the error, and look what happens. They drop the ball, and I think Tansey gets downward pressure on this. Or does he? Or does Paul Wellens?
Does Wellens get the fingers?
Oh, this is tight. There's the error. That's play on, that's okay. This is where it gets interesting.
Well, Gidley shouldn't even be on the field. His blood is streaming from his face.
Maguire goes at it.
Oh, brilliant
Smith,
by Wellens.
He just gets fingertips to that.
Brilliant by Wellens.
Mr. Cool. Watch this. I better put my fingers on this. That's it. That'll do. It'll be no try, but talk about pressure.
Goal line dropper. Paul Wellens to the rescue. Tansey denied. And then Tony Smith says why. Well, if he looks at the video later tonight, he'll see that Wellens grounded the ball in his own in-goal area. That is brilliant by the St Helens fullback.
Just got there in time, and full credit, you know. This Jordan Tansey, he has a habit of just appearing out of nowhere.
Luluai charging forward. Cunningham went for him and missed. Thank goodness he did. Here is Carl Ablett. Comes inside. Cunningham. Ablett gets the ball away. Tupi knocks it forward.
A golden opportunity.
He's going to take a look at it.
Did it hit the shoulder? That's what he's saying.
Well, immediately, Carl Ablett got up to his feet, went to the referee to say the ball was stolen from me, it was taken, I did not lose this ball. And the referee has had the patience here now to just take a second look at this.
No, he's tried to offload here, and that's a knock-on. Little doubt about it, the Saints have escaped yet again. No interference as he loses control. Phil Bentham is the video referee, and surely he's not going to give this. The ball is definitely knocked on.
It's knocked on in the field of play as well.
No try yet again. Boy, they're living dangerously. And the stupid thing about it is, they could have kicked that goal and got into the front and held their composure. And for the first time for a very long time, you're seeing a St. Helens side that's in panic mode.
Will they get the head and feet at the scrum? Here's Gardner. And Gidley looks like he's got one of the... I think Andy Farrell was the man who patented the masks for the broken noses, didn't he? Against Leeds, of course. Great work here from Kylie Luluai. And St. Helens are being hurt by the ferocity of these challenges. Gilmore now is down.
This is crunch time. The claret is flowing all over the joint.
That's the last tackle here for St. Helens. Being tested here. Chip over the top and down the line. Nasty bounce. Oh, Brent Webb wasn't interested in the end. Finds touch. A great little kick over the top by Wilkett. Gilmore is hurt.
He's a tough hombre. He'll shake his head and get back into it.
These tackles, though, that are flying in, they are punishing. They really are. Gidley's got his nose strapped up. Looks like Gilmore's got major problems. But they're still out there. They're still fighting to get to Old Trafford.
Sean, it looks as though your pre-match prediction could come off here.
Well, plenty of time yet, Phil. 24 minutes or 23 minutes left on the clock. But the thing that has impressed me so much out of everything in this game has been the aggression in defence from both sides. There are players out there that are hurting. They must be hurting from some of these, well, I call them mini car crashes. That's what they are. They're mini car crashes. And these guys still get up and play the ball. Some have to get off the field. They're holding ribs, all sorts of things. Matt Gidley looks like he's just rehearsed for a part in the movie, doesn't he? But they're staying on the field. They're just so tough, these. They really are. They just are warriors. I mean, I'm so excited by this game because it has everything. I know we look at the scoreline and say it's a defensive-based game, but there have been opportunities for both sides to score tries.
And Maguire did well to get that ball away off the deck as Burrow goes forward on tackle number 4, Tansey. And Maguire this time with the kick over the top. And that will stay in the field of play. And Gardner will have to run it back. And the chase was a little dusty.
But it was a great tackle, wasn't it, by the little fellow Rob Barrow. Sean McRae talked about these mini crashes. There's not so much mini out there at the moment. They're huge. Oh!
What a tackle. Kalis, nowhere to go. Here is Fozzard. They're offside. Leeds offside.
That penalty could prove so vital. And he had no doubt Peacock had jumped the gun right at the side of the official. And for 2 weekends on the trot, I'm saying I never thought it would come to this, but Ashley Klein has refereed this game superbly.
Coming up to the hour mark, St. Helens in possession. Lauatiti was hunting the ball carrier then, who was Matty Smith, who plays the ball here to Wilkin.
Leon Price is a player that you'd be most worried about if you were sat on the Leeds coaching staff, because when it gets to this point of the game, he hasn't been active for a while, and Leeds come up with possession again. Goal for Ablett.
He's lost it, Fozzard lost it, and Ablett swooped on the mistake.
Again, the error, that was fingertipped out. Carl Ablett has got away with it there. The fingertips went into Fozzard. He was screaming. That's a high shot.
Gidley. High shot from Gidley on Burrow. Leeds get the penalty on halfway. Let's get injury news from Bill.
Well, you can see Matt Gidley there, and it's Gidley with that tackle on Burrow, and that bandage is covering a really nasty gash in Matt Gidley's face, which is probably going to need a bit more treatment afterwards. Lee Gilmore carrying a knock as well, as we've seen. And I tell you what, Sean McRae was talking about enjoying it up there. Down here on pitch side, it is really nerve-wracking. You've got the coaches, Tony Smith and Daniel Anderson, just yards apart, and even they are getting caught up in the tension of this. It is fantastic.
It certainly is. It's a raw bone contest. Old Trafford is the prize. It's the biggest prize in the game. And Tansey at dummy half. Not the best pass. Lost a bit of momentum there, Leeds. Ellis has picked it up for them. Maguire waits at dummy half. This time the pass finds Burrow, and then he gets it wide to Lauatiti. Takes the return. Little Rob Burrow trying to duck under them. Gilmore with the tackle.
Will they go early yet again, Leeds? Or will they just drive? It looks as though they're going to drive to the line.
This is Jordan Tansey. That's the last one.
Surely too early.
Risking a one-pointer here.
Too early for that, I reckon.
A dab through by Maguire, and Matty Smith to the rescue for St Helens. It's the fourth goal line dropout that Leeds have forced.
Tremendous play. They really are running the show at the moment. Another good kick by Danny Maguire. Full credit, though, to Matty Smith.
The referee wants Matt Gidley to change his shirt because it's soaked in blood.
Well, they won't mind this, St Helens. They will not mind this at all. The official wants the blood-stained shirt to be removed.
Well, playing skins then.
Which is right. Tension all over this place here. New shirts on his way.
Tell him we need a shirt for Matt Gidley.
But it will give St Helens a little bit of a breather here. Concerted pressure by Leeds. It's the best passage of play that they've had. This is where it all came about, and he lost the football. Did it look high? Yes, as far as I'm concerned. Not the man with the whistle.
Gidley is cleaned up with the new shirt. How brave.
Well, if he needs if he needs a new shirt, then he needs a new wad of bandage, doesn't he? That's full of blood too.
Goal line dropout eventually. Great kick deep by Matty Smith. Here comes Peacock. Oh!
The head went back. Peacock went down and said, "Is that the best you can give me?"
It was Kalis who was in. This is Lauatiti.
He just got up and played the ball and said, "Well, that's the game, isn't it?" And it is.
Burrow. Ellis still, and it takes three, and they still haven't stopped him. Now they have, the referee says. Tansey and Maguire. Short ball. Bang. Gilmore on the ball carrier.
And again, no one coming out of that one line of defence. They weren't going to take the dummy.
Here's Maguire. Now Burrow. 1 pointer from Burrow. Off the post.
Well, it came early, and I suppose in many ways it could have been the game breaker eventually. He knew that, and it ricocheted off the post, and it could have gone back. Bang, there was plenty of power there.
8 apiece, 62 minutes on the clock, 18 minutes remaining. Cunningham at dummy half for St Helens.
I'll tell you as well, Steve, what that indicates to me, 18 minutes to go, and they're having a pop for 1 point. It just indicates that neither of these sides can quite find a way to get over the trial. They're just not convinced that they can score a lot of points in this game. Hence, I agree with what you said before about them not taking the 2 points when it was on offer.
Magnificent kick that was from Matty Smith, and St Helens now pick up the gauntlet.
I think everybody in this ground realise that they are having to lift their side, and St Helens know that they have got away. 2 no tries turned down against the Leeds outfit. How close can that be? And to be fair to the officials, they've both got it spot on.
Tansey with the kick downfield, straight into the arms of the man standing out there, which is Francis Melly. And Francis Melly gets away! Clawed to the ground by Keith Senior.
Outstanding. That's all you can say about it. Francis Melly was going towards the sideline, and he knew how important it was to keep possession.
Well, last Friday it was drama at Ulster. Tonight it's
going to be.
High shot by Peacock. Penalty on Fazard. Bang in front of the sticks almost.
They'll go for the two now.
Helens gift.
He'll have a little bit of a ticking off, right? The official, and Peacock went for him.
First tackle of the game.
Little down.
That's the second high tackle here. He's got to sort it out.
Furious with himself, Jamie Peacock.
It was always going to be on, Eddie. The battle between these two, Fozard and Peacock. And it's as if a coach sends out a man like Fozard as like a sacrificial lamb. Go out there and get battered.
It's a natural reaction when a giant comes charging at you. You see a lot of players do it. There's an element of fear amongst the defender, and you think that the easiest way to stop this person and to perhaps save myself from being hurt, Eddie, is to jump. And a lot of the players, when they make that mistake, they lift the feet off the floor and hit the high man.
Well, Peacock left to rue the fact that he did leap at Fozard, did catch him high. And it could be a very expensive high tackle, because this kick from Matty Smith could give Daniel Anderson's men a 2-point advantage. At 26 metres out, nearly bang in front. That's the kicker's view. And Matty Smith, well, he's kicked 2 from 2, 3 from 3 to edge the Saints towards Old Trafford. 3 from 3, 10-8. Well, Nick Fozard gets the penalty after the high tackle, and he's looking at himself in the screen, and he says, I've got a cut, but it's on that side.
Well, it just shows you that he is a forward, because he was pointing to the wrong eye. You'd think that the pain factor had given him some indication.
Don't you do that in the mirror yourself? This is careless.
That's one of the funniest things I've seen for a while. Here he comes, the big fella. Oh, I love it. Everybody's lapping this up.
Here's Leon Price now. Kirk is the man who stops him.
And I reckon Daniel Anderson's got the message out. The first half, Leon Price was sensational.
That's obstruction. Flannery overran.
Oh, I think that's a bit outrageous, to be fair. Well, this will be interesting. Oh, no way in the world is that. Flannery is nowhere to be seen. Maguire can get to. Well, that's a big error by Ashley Klein.
The Leeds aren't arguing. Here's Gareth Ellis.
Well, they know the 1 point is not an option now. And they're going to go back to their basics. Remember, they were controlling the game. Little kicks from Maguire and Barrow. Trying to get the return set of 6. That's important.
This gantry shuddered then when Cunningham hit Kirk. Tansey. Burrow on to Maguire. Brent Webb. This is Senior. They've dealt with the threat of Senior and Maguire so far tonight. Lauatiti. Stands. Oh, ball to nobody. Picked up by Maguire. He gives it to Sinfield. Sinfield over the top.
He's lost it.
Oh, how many times have Leeds dropped the ball tonight? Under pressure, with the line just meters away.
Well, a golden opportunity yet again. Sinfield, an absolutely outstanding offload there under pressure. And talking of pressure, the fidgeting of the legs and the body from Tony Smith. That was a ball game. That would have been it as far as I'm concerned.
That's a big gamble, Steve-O, to say that was 66.5 minutes.
And it's quite interesting that James Roby's played so little part in this second half. As Steve-O points out, perhaps want to say it's best performance this season, but they're doing it tough out there without him.
Well, he's waiting and wondering if he's going to get back on. Gilmore for Saints. Gets the ball away to Cunningham. Here is Kalis. Flying tackle missed by Ellis.
It's got to be a penalty.
Knock on, says the referee.
Well, Kalis is furious. Well, I'd like to see that again. He's trying to get up. He's still held him, and he's still pushed.
I think it was a dying swan by Kalis, but certainly his appearance.
But he milked it. He wants to get on with it. Oh, come on. I bet no wonder he's furious. Well, since I've praised the man with the whistle, it's gone all patient.
They're on all fours now, trying to make a bit of ground. That's Webb. 2p to Ian Kirk. Ian Kirk to within 23 metres of the St Helens line. Tansey at dummy half.
If there was anybody in this Leeds outfit that's going to pull them out of the mire, it's got to be the little fella, Rob Burrow. As the game goes on, the tackling gets a little bit lazy. They go a bit high, and he's got capability to go right underneath.
There's Maguire trying to get to his feet. We'll play it now to Tansey. Here is Peacock. Peacock gets the ball away to Tansey again. This is Webb. But the trap was sprung. Roby is preparing to enter the fray. Tansey. Sinfield stabs the kick in with the left boot. And they've got another goal line dropout. Bryce dealing with it. But Burrow with the tackle. 5th goal line dropout that Leeds have earned from St Helens. Roby preparing to come on.
Been a tremendous effort, you know, by Leeds in the second half.
Who's coming off? Francis Mully, I think.
They got through
or is it Kieran Cunningham?
They got through so much heavy work with the Leeds defence in that first 40. You were wondering whether they just had the petrol in the tank. They've certainly proved that.
11.25 minutes for James Roby to stamp his authority on this match. 5th goal line dropout Leeds of 4. Saints haven't managed to get one at the other end yet. Saints 2 points to the good. Webb is the dummy half. Peacock will drive it in again.
Pretty good composure as well by the Rhinos. They know they are in the right section of the field. They can control it at the moment.
Here is Burrow. That's Maguire. Flick pass to Senior. Again, the tackle from Price. Lautiti. Looping pass to Burrow. Here is Sinfield. Sinfield showing it. Oh, straight into the arms of Gardner.
To say that was telegraphed is an understatement. Tony Smith will be disappointed with that from his captain. Gardner just had his eyes on that football all the time. This game's had everything.
10 minutes remaining. James Roby. Tackle number 4, still inside his own half of the field. This is Melly. Oh, and that was a borderline from Lautiti. Oh, the referee's called a charge down. There's a knock-on. Leeds have got it back with Burrow. I don't know where the referee got a charge down then. It certainly went into the body of Lautiti. But the referee said charge down. Leeds come up with a bit of good fortune there. Tansey. Peacock.
They've been by far the better side of the Rhinos in the second half. Will they just get over? Can this St Helens side hang on?
Webb. That's the 4th tackle.
Wait. Go.
Senior.
Problem for Webb, he's limping.
Here's Maguire. Maguire finds Sinfield. Sinfield comes back, gives it to 2p. And the St Helens defence stands firm again. Donald. Sinfield. A dab towards the in-goal area. It's gobbled up by Gilmore. Gilmore starts the counter.
What a great position.
Well, I think that was safety's first and self-defence. No, TT.
Yeah, you did it right. Lifted the arm.
Saints coming strongly with Greg.
Oh, what an effort. And what a tackle from Jamie Peacock.
Roby.
I am totally exhausted.
Well, Roby was looking then to offload. Here is Price. Now Kalis. Oh, interception. Pick the pockets.
He's lost it. He's had it stolen. He's had it stolen yet again. Why on earth did they try to offload anyway? He tried to take it off in one-on-one. It's just panic around the park. Why did Kalis do that?
Well, we said in the build-up to this match we were watching two of the three best attacks in the competition, and we're watching the two best defences. 270 tries between them. These two clubs have rattled up this year. Look at the scoreline tonight. 10-8. Nothing. Oh! Graham just buried Rob Burrow. Here's Sinfield. Up goes the kick again. Something for Donald to chase. Gardner claims it. Tupi claims Gardner.
Look at this. Okay, he's the smallest man in Super League, but that was great technique by Graham.
Well, he says that the big fellas have been coming after him all his life. Rob Burrow. But St Helens are 7 minutes away from Old Trafford.
And look at them, they're still keeping this ball alive.
Well, they know nothing else.
Well, yeah, but there are times, and I'm sure Daniel Anderson say, come on, keep cool.
Wilkin. Halted on tackle number 5. There's some tired people out there. That's a good kick. That's
Tremendous.
A great kick. Donald picks it up in his in-goal area. Look at the chase. Donald. What a hit. Kalis. No, it wasn't Wilkin. Beg his pardon. Lee Smith. Tupi. Peacock.
Listen to this crowd. They're trying to get them over. It's just unbelievable.
Diskin with a run.
All it needs is just one little touch of brilliance. The missed tackle.
Jamie Jones Buchanan to the halfway line on tackle number 5. 6 minutes and counting. Burrow. Sinfield running it.
It'll be the turnover. No, it's on the last.
We must have miscounted.
Not the first time.
Dink over the top by Maguire. Hacked forward by Maguire. Flicked up by Maguire. Oh! What a tackle! What a tackle from Gidley!
It's on the last.
From Gidley.
Well, it could have been the villain. He threw his entire body into this. Maguire flicks it up, and it looked for all the world that it was the Leeds Rhinos on their way to Old Trafford.
Ooh,
He was on the last.
Did he get that down, Webb?
I think he might just be short.
You wonder why Ashley Klein wouldn't hand that upstairs.
No, he's lost it first. He's short heading. He's short of the line.
And he was right there, Ashley Klein. Look at him.
It's only inches.
Well, he got a better view than that cameraman.
It doesn't matter. It was the fact that the official has put himself in such a good position.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, it's just short, Eddie. You'll see better from this angle. Just short.
The worst benefit of doubt comes to mind. Had he gone upstairs?
What do they have to do, Leeds, to win this game?
Well,
They're hanging on by their fingernails, the Saints. If they hang on to this and win this game, they will be happy they've got a fortnight's rest, because they are battered and bruised.
this is Lee Smith. He started the fun, remember, in the first half with that interception try, 100-metre try. Maguire, wide it goes to Donald. He's done really well to stay in the field of play there. St Helens will be saying now no penalties within kickable range. This is Sinfield. Flicks the pass. Oh, Tupi stood still. He's exhausted. So are we. Tension with Long and Fassavalu on the side.
This is
Will
where
they be back for Old Trafford if they get there?
Maguire Barrow, Brent Webb, they've got to try something different. They know that. The clock's ticking away, little chip over the top.
This is Peacock.
They can hardly walk, some of these forwards.
Great offload to Burrow. Last tackle here for Leeds. Maguire. Jamie Jones. Oh, the ball shoots out. Dabbed down the line, picked up by Paul Wellens, Mr. Dependable.
Nothing wrong with it.
3 minutes away from Old Trafford, the champions. Leeds flying into the tackle, looking for the possession. They might get one more set of 6.
How on earth are anybody out there running with the football? This has been one of the most brutal games I think I've seen for many a year. They're like guided missiles out there.
I'm glad you said guided. This is Leon Paul.
What a tackle by Peacock. Right across the chest.
Oh, he's a 40-20 possibility for Matty Smith. No, straight down the throat of Brent Webb. Leeds come back. Maybe their last chance here tonight. 2 minutes and 5 seconds between St Helens and a return trip to Old Trafford. Diskin, Sinfield, Maguire, Danny Maguire. Great tackle by Flannery.
Stand up, quiet.
Webb, Peacock.
Look for a moment there that the big prop was going to offload.
Burrow. Ball is found its way eventually to Brent Webb. Here is Sinfield. Leeds aren't making any progress.
It's got to be the bomb. It's got to be the high bomb. They'll keep it away from Wellens, surely.
A little dink over the top to Gardner, and Gardner goes down, and St Helens surely won't take risks now. They can feel Old Trafford. They can see Old Trafford.
Bit of a high shot there, and Paul Wellens looks at the touch judge and said, hey, surely must have seen that.
Gidley, an heroic effort from him. What a tackle to prevent Brent Webb from scoring.
He sent them to the grand final. If it stays this way.
Leeds might just get 2 or 3 more tackles. There's tackle number 5. They're going to get the ball back. They're going to get one more go. The Rhinos.
It's got to be deep, this. It has to be deep.
It's not bad. Oh! Backwards, says Ashley Klein. Brent Webb. Half a minute to go.
Move!
Here is Peacock. 20 seconds and counting. Leeds managed to hang on to that ball somehow. Diskin. Burrow. It's going to take something special now. Free. It's in touch. St Helens are there. St Helens are at Old Trafford. Daniel Anderson gets St Helens back to the theatre of dreams. What a match. What an outstanding match. Worthy of the grand final itself. Bravery. Commitment. 2 tries, that's all, from 2 teams that have contributed 270 touchdowns in Super League 12. And, well, the 2 coaches just shake hands and have a wry smile to each other. Sean, 10-8, that was a classic.
It was a brilliant game, Eddie. I mean, there's not enough adjectives to describe what we've seen tonight. I guess it's just as simple as say that what we have seen in 80 minutes sums up our game of Super League. It's just absolutely brilliant. And yet, with only 2 tries scored, again, I've got to repeat myself and say, people look at this game and say, well, it was defence-oriented. Well, there was some magnificent shots put on tonight, wonderful collisions, yet there was still some free-flowing play with the football, the kicking game of both sides, particularly Leeds in the second half, who just kept peppering St Helens line and forced dropout after dropout. Absolutely brilliant stuff. And I'll tell you what, Saints have gone through, but it could have so easily been Leeds tonight. It was just that close. It's got down to just, well, a penalty goal which has separated the sides. An absolutely fantastic game, and Leeds will struggle, I think, to back up next week. They're going to be hurting for a week, and St Helens, they'll be delighted that they've got the week off, because after tonight's battle, they need it.
They do need it. A fantastic effort from those men. A fantastic effort from Leeds. They will get a home tie next week now against the winners of tomorrow night's Holland-Wigan game. Daniel Anderson's got them back to Old Trafford. He's with Bill.
Daniel, that was as brutal a game as you're ever likely to see, wasn't it?
Man, I'm still tingling. You know, very, very courageous game. Both teams. You could tell by anyone that was here at the game could see the blokes with the ball were running, but everyone around them had their hands up, so absolutely out of gas.
Worthy of a grand final in itself, I thought.
It was a fantastic game, you know. Credit to our opposition, I thought were great, but we just sort of hung in there and we took our opportunities tonight, and I'm absolutely wrapped for the boys.
Did they knock you out of your stride a bit?
Well, they had that period in the second half where they were just all over us, and we sort of just hung in there. But look, it's a courageous performance from both teams. I'm really happy with the boys. Our defence hasn't been that good for a very long time, and it shows what a championship team this is.
They'll need the rest, won't they, after that?
They'll need the rest, but we're there. We're very excited. Looking forward to it. We'll enjoy the night.
Is it just as exciting this time?
Mate, I can't believe I've got goosebumps. That's how good a game it was, and how excited I am right now.
Thanks, Daniel. Thanks a lot. Well, the Engage man of the match, Nick Fozzard, and fittingly it went to a forward, because I mean, across the field everybody stood up, but in the forwards it was a real scrap.
Yeah, it was. I feel a bit embarrassed picking this up, to be honest, because I give everything out, but it wasn't much because I haven't played in a few weeks, so I was a bit low on match fitness. Some of these boys have put everything in, and I'll take it anyway. I'm happy to have it, but we'll all have a sip of this tonight around the change rooms, and I think most will be all over the dressing room wall, to be honest.
Was that as tough a game as you've played in, Nick?
Yeah, it was. You know, Leeds came here and really got stuck in and gave it to us from the start. You know, we were just delighted to take that win tonight, because it was a hell of a game, and you know, we threw to the final, and you know, we're just one step off from doing something really, really special. We're all really excited about it.
Thanks, Nick. Well, the Leeds Rhinos coach Tony Smith has joined us. You can't fault your side for the effort they put in there.
Certainly not in the effort. I'm pleased with the way they went about their work. There's some things that we needed to do a little bit better in that first half to create a couple of more chances when we had the field position. But you know, as far as effort goes, terrific, mate.
Would it be a bit harsh to criticise them for not keeping composure? I mean, an atmosphere like this, a game like this.
I thought they kept the composure. You know, it's just the opportunities that arise. Sometimes you need to take them, and you know, I thought we were pretty close on a couple of occasions. So I thought Saints did well to hang in there at the end. I thought we were, you know, the second half I thought we had field position, and you know, they scrambled really hard, and all credit to them. We've got to earn the right to get there now, and we'll have a tough match against somebody next week. But if we have an effort like that, I'll be pleased.
Tony, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Well, I bet he will be pleased. A fantastic effort from both sides, and Saints just edge it, courtesy of the boot of 19-year-old Matty Smith. But, well, Steve-O gave the Man of the Match award to Nick Fozzard. Maybe fitting it went to a forward, but Gidley's tackle on his own line against Brent Webb, well, that's got them there.
You know, adrenaline's an amazing thing, isn't it? It can get the human body to do some things that you wouldn't think possible. And when you look at that, really, the effort to pull him back, the strength, any player you talk to tells you just how strong Brent Webb is. He's only a small player in Super League, but he's one of the strongest. And to stop him with the momentum and the speed that he had at that point, and to deny the try, I thought the referee was well placed there. That wasn't a try, in my opinion. but it was a massive play to come up with. Looking at some of the players for both teams at the end of the match, I don't think some of them have pushed themselves as far as that ever before. You hear about boxers sometimes going somewhere they've never been before and places they don't want to go again. Physically, that was a massive effort from the very start of the game.
And how significant do you think it is that St Helens have got over the line tonight? Because they will have the week off. Leeds now home to either Hull or Wigan next week.
Yeah, it was a cruel game, and I think that you've got to realise that all these players, they will be battered and bruised, and that fortnight's rest is going to make so much difference for this St Helens outfit. They were very fortunate. It's as simple as that. Leeds had 4 golden opportunities, and they could not get that winning try. Full credit to all of them. Yeah, I did give the man of the match to Nick Fossard, mainly due to the fact that he was like the sacrificial lamb, wasn't he? It was as simple as that, because when Peacock hit him, split his eyebrow, that's when they took the 2 points. St Helens had the opportunity 10 minutes before that, and we all know that they love to run the football. They took the tap, came up with the error straight away. As it turned out, it was Gidley that came up with that error, and it was this. Bang, the hit. This was early in the game, but the one that really split his eyebrow, and sometimes, you know, it's the old David and Goliath, and that's what he had to do. Yes, it was a hard game. I was a former forward. I'm proud to give it a prop forward, because what Fossard did in the opening 10-15 minutes was sufficient to give the platform for St Helens to win. But Leeds were by far the better side in the second half, but they just couldn't score.
Yes, they just ran out of puff in the end, but they get another chance next week. Now, they've got boxing coming up for you next on Sky Sports 1. That follows us here at Knowsley Road. And we have the next elimination playoff. Whoever loses here will go out. Hull against Wigan, a 6:30 start on Sky Sports 3. It's available in high definition as well via the red button on your handset. Hull and Wigan will battle it out to play Leeds Rhinos rather here. A fantastic, fantastic match. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as we obviously have. St Helens are back at Old Trafford. The double treble, or the treble double, whatever it is still on the rails. See you tomorrow.